and you're going to hear a lot more about that from Stevie. So this afternoon we're going to have 3 sections. We're going to have the ASEA Redox Breakthrough with Stevie Aquilina, and then a really powerful testimonial from Dan Doyle. And Dan is one of the top people in our company, one of the top income earners, one of the top leaders, an amazing man. What he doesn't know about Redox is probably not worth knowing. And then Stevie's going to come back and talk a little bit about the opportunity, and then after that we'll have some Q&A. So how are you doing, Stevie? Have you got it working yet? Cool. Okay. So I have the pleasure of introducing Stevie. Stevie Aquilina lives on the Gold Coast in Australia, not far from me, a couple of hours from me, I guess. And him and his lovely wife Sarah are platinum executives with ASEA. They homeschool their 4 boys, and they are very, very passionate and well-known and love leaders in ASEA, and they really do commit to ASEA with their mission to better people's lives and be a force for good in the world. I think Stevie's been with ASEA kind of around the same time I have, about 5 years or so. And ASEA has, totally changed their life as well. And I think Stevie would say it's probably one of the best decisions he's ever made in his life. And he's going to tell you all about that now. So please welcome Stevie Aquilina.
Hey, thanks very much, Julie. Million watts. You're an amazing inspiration yourself, and you need your own introduction. And yeah, it's my enormous pleasure to be able to work with a great leader like yourself. You're doing great things, not just here in Australia, but globally as well. So you are an admired leader. Thank you very much, and thank you everyone for being here. Greatly appreciate you too, and your time. I don't intend to waste it because I can't refund it. And so I'm very, very grateful that you've decided to spend such an immense value with me. So let's get into this, shall we, and tell you what this is all about. So as Julie said, let me get my screen going. Here we go. As Julie said, my family and I, we are from Australia. Originally, we are from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast, which was a dream come true when we could make that happen. We are minutes away from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforest, coastal cities, theme parks. We absolutely love it. I'm very blessed with my life, very grateful. Income, time, and freedom that allows me to enjoy a great lifestyle with my family. It's also taken us to many parts of the world that were once upon a time just way too far out of our reach. But good vibes and good times, not always. I was a difficult child to parent and school. Never made the grades, was often told, you're stupid, you're useless. And I guess when you're told something often enough, especially when you're young and impressionable enough, you tend to believe it. And I later became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And look, with that type of thinking, I walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. Look, I had more than 20 different jobs in less that time. For over a decade, I was a very dumb but very good-looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney. Okay, I'm kidding about the good-looking part, but probably not about the dumb part. But really, I wanted to be more, do more, have more. Actually, ultimately, I wanted to give more. I had very big dreams, but very little self-esteem. Physically, right till right now, I've always been athletic, mainly in martial arts. But back then, I had health troubles, autoimmune disorder, inflammatory issues, severe skin, respiratory, and gut conditions most of my life. Lots of bad injuries along the way, pretty hardcore martial arts. And financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs with hopes going nowhere. No prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. Phone, electricity, and gas have been cut off before. I've not been able to run my car on anything more than just the fumes of petrol. I've not been able to make the rent. I've all the way up to being evicted. I mean, no financial dignity. I've always believed in possibilities, but the biggest problem I've had was doubting my potential. And so I was left trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, and really frustrated because I wasn't able to be who I wanted to be. Now, a couple of things in my life happened that are probably the most fortunate things that have happened in my life. One of those being I met the girl of my dreams. And right then and there, I was motivated more than ever before to become more. She believed in me when I couldn't. And I guess when you're told something often enough. Another thing that happened to me, extremely fortunate, I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough, opportunity, and training. The company leaders are extremely successful people. You've got two of them here today. And they believed in me too, long before I could too. And they taught me how to believe and become more. And so for that today, instead of having health and wealth problems, I solve them because of this life-changing breakthrough. Instead of financial insecurity and indignity, I have security and dignity because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, I now have more, with the ability to believe and become even more, because this company's training has shown me a life-changing better way. And now truly I want nothing more than to better people's lives in at least one of any of these life-changing ways too. And so first, what I would love to share with you is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say it's a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had declared this was impossible. It's a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities, world-leading laboratory studies. A very, very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goals or challenges you can think of, remarkable results. And drug companies wanted it shut down. But more about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science that is truly groundbreaking and a category creating healthcare breakthrough. The ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells. So they are made within your body. They're in your body. They are native to your body. They are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication, operation, and all the way down to your genetic expression in a positive way. Redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself by telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, repair unhealthy cells, and replace damaged cells. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Why is this all important? Because we are all made all of cells, every single part of us. We live and die at the cellular level. Healthy cells, healthy body, healthy life. Redox signaling molecules are the keys to life because they are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. All of our body's major systems, biochemical, physiological, all of it critically depends on redox signaling. Now you can underline critically, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. So if our bodies already make redox signaling molecules, why do we need to give our bodies more? Well, when we're born, we do make an abundance of redox molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, how they can run around all day, not wake up sore the next day, and how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, diet, toxins, all sorts of other environmental assaults, our cells break down. And our body's ability to make redox molecules declines daily. Without as many redox molecules giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular protection, function, and healing process becomes slow. Our cells break down more and more. And so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. ASEA takes science seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities, world-leading laboratories, allowing those outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in every body. ASEA is within a very real and significant space in science. Redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of redox signaling molecules, there have now since been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see well over 33,000 results. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling. And this slide is already out of date for sure, with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. And so according to medical researchers, and as reported in the Huffington Post, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And ASEA is already light years ahead. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits. Now that translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. These genes are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Now, moreover, ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. The head professor of this university study saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. Now that is significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. As we've said, they're already in you. Your body already makes them. Just now, your body can't make as much of them as it used to when it was younger and or healthier. And so if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care about who do, or if you have a wish that you could look, live and feel young again, or if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. But you don't need to take my word for it. Here are some medical doctors. Listen to what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
So now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. And that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology. They are Renew 28, our Redox gel, and our intensive Redox serum. These Redox technologies are supported and enhanced by their complementary and all natural ingredients products. They are our gentle refining cleanser and our ultra replenishing moisturizer. But a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's just show you what our ASEA Redox technologies are worth with these amazing health, anti-aging and age reversing results. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, marks, irritations, inflammations, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin, all being rejuvenated, being renewed. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions coming back to the proper surface of the skin. Now, this is Rosie. The dramatic difference you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left could not be seen by Rosie. She didn't take those pictures. Rosie actually didn't believe that the products were doing anything. She believed they were not working. Rosie went to see her doctor. That's who told her about ASEA and also who took these pictures. And when Rosie told her doctor that the products did not work, the doctor showed her these pictures. I guess the rest of the story can be seen here, right? Everyone says they want to see how ASEA goes. Makes sense. But look, Rosie missed those changes by not taking pictures, and you may miss it too by not taking pictures. So please do, because that's how you see how it goes. And look, for anything that you can't take a picture of, keep a written record instead. Make a list. Before your ASEA arrives, make a list of everything about your health. Inside out, outside in, energy, stress, sleep, digestion, mental focus, muscle and joint comfort, endurance, workout, recovery, any health challenges or problems that you would like to track. Give each item on your list a score from 1 to 10, 10 being very good, and then do this again after 7 days, 30, 60, 90 days, and so on. Now, some people will notice results early on, like Rosie, in about 7 weeks, others in about 7 days. A lot of people can have an experience in around about 7 minutes. However, some people need to apply more product, more time, more patience. Generally, when there's more going on with their health, what we know scientifically is that redox molecules are redox molecules. They're the same in you as they are in me, as they are in animals, as they are in plants, as they are in the bottles of ASEA products. They're all precisely the same. And so studies show that ASEA products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would in fact be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you and or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. This doctor here decided to do a little experiment of his own on his very own face and use Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? But Renew 28 is not just for the face, arms, hands, bellies here, bellies, buttocks, thighs, all over. These pictures are actually from a study by a world-leading laboratory. This study was conducted because there were many stories coming in from all over the world of people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while using Renew 28. And so scientists set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see was there any truth to these stories. What they found was that after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover why this was happening, they saw that the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, supporting surface skin cell renewal for not only visibly younger looking skin, but actual healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after such things as perhaps shaving and sun exposure. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It helps soothe discomfort around the body. And you can know if it works in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being maximum discomfort. Apply Renew 28 on the point of discomfort 3 times within 5 minutes. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people I see will notice a soothing or reduction of that discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. Yeah, I think it's time to hear from our special guest. Now, Julie, I can't wait. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Stevie. I love your presentation on ASEA. It's excellent. So without further ado, guys, it is my pleasure to introduce the wonderful Dan Doyle to you guys. Dan is amazing. As I said earlier, he is one of the very top people in ASEA. He is one of the top income earners in ASEA, and he certainly deserves all of that for all the work he has done over the last couple of years. But literally it only has been a few years, and yes, he has done that quite incredibly. Dan built and sold 20 or so traditional businesses prior to this, was having a great life with his lovely wife, Suzanne, but as it does sometimes, life just comes and, you know, hits you from out of nowhere, and things change. And that is exactly what happened to Dan. He's going to tell you all about that. But today he lives very happily in Hawaii with Suzanne, and he is an ambassador, triple diamond with our company, and a truly, truly amazing man. So we'd love to hear your story, Dan.
Thanks, Julie. But before you go, I mean, the reason why we're so successful is because we help people. It's a reflection of the people that we're helping, which obviously relates to what we achieve. And I think for you and I, our passion has come from our own personal experience. And before I go into my story, I'd love to hear yours, what this product has done for you personally too, because you had a pretty amazing story, and that has given you the passion, obviously, to help literally thousands of people around the world, and you have touched, changed, and even potentially saved a lot of lives. So love to hear your story, and then I'll jump into mine.
Cool. All right. So I wonder if I could share my slides. I've got some slides here. Is that going to allow me to do that, Stevie? Yes,
Yep, it will.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Yep, it does. I just wasn't sure if it would. Okay, so this is me. And obviously I had a serious illness back then, but it's not about that. It's not about that illness at all. But basically what that treatment for that illness, as Dan knows, did to my immune system. So prior to this, I had many abnormal cells cut out of my skin. Obviously, I had more abnormal cells inside at this time, but I had a lot of abnormal cells on the outside, cut out of every single part of me. And after the treatment for this disease, my immune system was so compromised that they really did just get a lot worse. So you can see previous scars from things being removed, and then on to have a lot of, you know, my nose and face continually operated on. While my nose was actually healing up from that. You wouldn't think it was possible, but they took more out of my forehead. And at that time, the doctor broke the sutures on this. That's called a H flap because it's shaped like a H. And basically, he couldn't stitch it up. He finally got it done up, but he broke the sutures 3 times trying to pull that together. So we had to stop doing those things and then go on to other types of treatments like this, which I'd had several times before, but then had to have them again after those surgeries. And then this was the last treatment. So these two are treatments for abnormal cells. So what they do is they react if there are abnormal cells where you actually place it. So this photo had me actually introduced to ASEA, and I will be forever grateful for the phone call I got to tell me that I needed to use our Renew 28 gel to help my face after I had gone through this. It has totally changed my life. I have not had an abnormal cell burnt off, cut out, scraped off since I started using our products. And to me, that is pretty incredible. Here's other pictures. They're not very nice, but this is other pictures of me having treatment for the same thing. So my skin's been to hell and back, obviously. This is an amazing one. You know, you have to understand that if you stay on ASEA long term, it can help your body do amazing things. I had bone density issues for a very long time because I had been sick since I was 16. I'd had only one ovary from the age of 16, and by the time I was 25 I had none. So I lived on hormone replacement therapy, and my bones started deteriorating, and every year my doctor tried to get me to take bone drugs that build bone, and they're really nasty drugs. You take them once a week and they're like horse pills, and I just always refused to take them. And then after the Renew had such a wonderful job with my skin, I decided I would take the supplement, and I have just literally taken the supplement now for 5 years. And over a couple of years, my bone density actually changed. So the first year it kind of had slowed down, the decrease had slowed down. The second year it had kind of not gone anywhere. And the third year it had actually increased. And this is actually something off the results. And, you know, a 1.3% increase in my hip and a 1.8% increase in my spine. And when my doctor saw that, he said to me, "That's pretty good. How long have you been on the medication?" And I said, "I'm not." And he quite couldn't believe that. But anyway, I won't go into the rest, except to say that I had many other health challenges because of my history, my health history. And over the next 9 months from starting to take ASEA, I got off all my medication. You know, I had hormonal issues. I had really serious joint issues where I, you know, couldn't close my hand and it hurt to carry my handbag and all of those kinds of things. And about the 9-month mark, that kind of just disappeared. And about the 8-month mark, my sleep issue that I had had for as long as I could remember, and I used to have to take sleeping pills, it went, and I haven't taken a sleeping pill since either. So yeah, pretty much dramatically changed my life without a doubt. And, you know, all it did was, you know, one thing it really did was help sort of get rid of the inflammation in my body, because it deals with inflammation. And a lot of the things I talk about are caused from having too much inflammation in the body, and my inflammatory markers returned to normal. So things kind of cleared up.
Wow. I got shivers up and down my spine. I got goosebumps. I got all sorts of emotions listening to that, because I haven't seen all that. I haven't seen all those photos and didn't realize your health was actually beyond your skin as well.
Oh God, yeah.
So
way more.
Amazing return. But I mean, we know what this is and what it can do. I mean, the downfall for us Aussies is we're sun lovers, so it all starts there. And we've all got fair skin, so we're in trouble before we start putting the coconut oil on and sunbaking. Thank you, Julie, and
You're welcome.
Want to hear about another comeback too when I finish my story, and then we'll lead into Stevie. Okay. Thank you. So, guys, let me share my screen and I'll go through my story. I'll just load this up. But there are several reasons why people look at ASEA, and so have a think about these. You may have a health challenge yourself. You may know someone, a loved one, that has a health challenge. You may not like the way you're looking and feeling as you're getting older. You may understand the concept of looking after yourself. Plenty of reasons to look at ASEA. You might be looking for an edge if you're an athlete, or just for a little bit more energy, or you may be looking for an incredible opportunity behind this, which is definitely something that I wasn't looking for when I first started. So just to start my story, and just to reiterate what Stevie said, that these products are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. We have an amazing technology, an amazing product that can detect the issues in your body and help signal your body to heal itself. Sounds pretty basic. It was pretty difficult to do. 17 years it took to do it, and science said it was impossible. But we've got the big one, guys. This is it. Cheekily, we say with long-term use of these products, or sometimes even short-term use, these products are a cure for skepticism. So I grew up in Sydney, Australia, playing many sports. I did that to distract myself from school, and I excelled at many sports, including this one called bodybuilding. And back in my 20s, as I was here. Yep.
We can't see your slides.
Oh, that doesn't help, does it?
We need to see your bodybuilding picture.
Definitely no impact. Definitely no impact. Let me see. I'm having a few technical difficulties here. Let me try and share again. Coming up. Just let me know. You can hear me okay?
Yep, can hear you okay. I can't see your slides.
Let me see if I can share. 1, 2, 3.
Coming. Oh, good.
Okay. Yeah, this sport called bodybuilding. So this was the start of me being a young entrepreneur in the health and fitness industry. Not only owned my own gym, but I also was a personal trainer. I owned multiple businesses in the health and fitness industry. As Julie said, fast forward over 20 years, I built 20 traditional businesses, employed about 3,500 people. Life was going great until coming to the end of my entrepreneur years. And this was coming towards the end of my entrepreneur years, where I wasn't a bodybuilder. I was doing a lot of cardiovascular work. I wanted to be the best version of a 50-year-old that I could be at 44. I said 20 years after the last photo. But 6 months after this photo was taken, in 2011, doctors gave me some really bad news, and picked up this little issue from using Roundup, the weed killer from Monsanto. No hair from the top of my head to my toes. Very fake smile, because what I went through in hospital for 2.5 years, I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy. This is a very young man standing next to me, 21-year-old Johnny Manor, who played the highest levels of rugby in Australia, already been through all those hospital visits, came out in remission. Everything was going great at this point. After this photo was taken, went back into hospital, lost all his hair, lost a lot of weight, never came out. We lost him at the age of 23. 3 years old. So I had two of the bad ones and he had the good one, but we lost him. So what chance did I have? Well, at the end of my 2.5 years of hospital visits, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. Very angry man at that point, only believed in conventional medicine. And don't get me wrong, there is a place for it. But at this point, because the doctors couldn't do anything for me, I made a decision to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. So I did some research, went onto Dr. Google and found an alkaline diet. Alkaline diet, which consisted of deep sea fish, vegetable salad, good drinking water, a lot of nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water from companies from around the world. Now you would think that doing everything right by my body, it would have been heading in the right direction. Well, this is me looking after myself for 2 years. Blood works were getting worse and worse. I was still in a lot of trouble with my health. So 2014, this photo was taken. A friend of mine calls, he says, I think I found something that can help you. Long story short, I flew from Sydney to Salt Lake City. I started on the ASEA Redox cell signaling supplement. In 3 hours, my body was expelling things out of it so fast that shouldn't have been in there. I had little red spots all over my upper torso. Couldn't wait till I went to the restroom. It was coming out of my skin. Next morning, I said to myself, I'm going to test this stuff that I was drinking the day before. And I did drink half a bottle that morning before breakfast. So for 20 years, I've had a caffeine intolerance. Any more than 2 coffees, I'm buckled over in discomfort and bloating all day. That morning, I had 6 coffees. There was nothing to remind me of what I endured for a whole 20 years. That issue was gone. 48 hours in on the product, I had so much lung damage from what they did, which was targeted in that hospital for a long period of time. I had trouble breathing and talking. You can tell I don't have that problem anymore. But the next day, 48 to 72 hours into using the product, my lungs were functioning perfect. I went back to Australia. I kept drinking the product. 1 year later, 2015, the doctors gave me some good news. This is a photo of me on the day that they told me no sign of those 2 major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports, which was turning into that crippling issue as people get older. 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose all the time, and a list of other issues. But just in 1 year on the product, my whole body was rebuilt from the top of my head to my toes. That was my journey back to health. Fast forward another 2 years on the product. So this is 3 years on the product. You can see how well I'm looking, how my complexion is cleared up. And I always like to go back to 2014 because what you're seeing here is a reflection of what was going on the inside of me at that time. And 2015, 1 year on the product, looking better, feeling better, a reflection of what was going on the inside of that time. And here, my complexion was a reflection of what was going on the inside of me at that time. We do many presentations in many big rooms with hundreds of people, and we can see who is sick and who's not, who's on the product and who's not. It's just amazing that the outside is a reflection of what's going on the inside with anybody. So I never expected to get involved in the business model behind this. And as I said, there's people on this call that are here for various reasons. And the reason that this saved my life was because of the business model. If there wasn't a business model behind this, I wouldn't have had the ability to share this with others, to receive thank you checks and to invest those thank you checks into my own health, because after 20 years of being successful in traditional business, we lost everything financially, living in a van, almost going to the Salvation Army for food stamps, but this helped us to survive financially as well. I was always looking for something to leave my legacy to the world. Never been able to do that. I can do that through this. This is the most satisfying thing I have ever done in my life, and the easiest thing as well. It's so easy to share this with people, to tell our stories. So financially, the comeback that we've made from helping people with something that's so satisfying that we don't have to hope and pray that it works because it's scientifically impossible not to work. It's just an amazing opportunity. I'd love you guys to also hear Julie's story, if you don't mind, Julie, before you go back to Stevie, just in regards to you were literally knocked out financially too. You're in a small mining town that the government didn't renew the lease on mines or whatever happened there. But love to hear you how this pulled you out of a financial situation, not only like me with your health, but what it's done for you and your husband as well.
Yeah, so we had the normal story of, you know, working 40 hours a week. For me, it was more like 80 hours a week, you know, for 40 years to hopefully retire on 40% of our income, which is what kind of people do today. And I guess it's even less than 40% these days, which is a bit scary. And so we had started to amass real estate. That was our interest. I owned my own business in hairdressing for 25 years. I had 3 salons. And then when my body wouldn't cope with that anymore, I moved into real estate and was the head of a sales office. And we used to have a keen interest in real estate, and we kind of were buying real estate and in a town that you would have thought nothing could ever go wrong in. We have gas plants and aluminium refineries and all sorts of things in our town. It's an industrial town. It's not really a mining town. We don't mine anything there, but a lot of stuff comes into our port and then out. So very unexpectedly, we had a massive increase in people coming into our town because of the gas plants being built in our harbour, 3 of them at once. And then 15,000 people disappeared out of our town. And literally because of that, everything crashed in our town. Units lost 85% of their value and houses lost 50% of their value. A lot were empty, and my lovely real estate job that I really enjoyed turned into being a real estate agent working for nothing but the bank, selling mortgage and possession sales. A lot of our friends went bankrupt. A lot of the businesses closed down in town. Of course, our income deteriorated to next to nothing, because when you sell for the bank, when you're selling for nothing, you don't make much commission. And then when you have to share half of that with the bank as well, then it is literally nothing. And we were really left looking down the barrel of having to work till we were about 75, literally. There was no way we would have got out of that without the ASEA income that started to come in. And the ASEA income, that kind of wasn't on purpose for me. I never intended to build an ASEA business, but because people in my town knew that I was always having something cut out of me, or I was always, because of my thinning bones, quite often I was in a moon boot because the bones in my feet would break. So I always had something wrong with me. And people started saying, well, you look amazing. Your skin looks great. You're really well. What are you doing? And I kind of started sharing it from that because people noticed the difference. And then when I did start to share it, and the little bit of income came in, and then a bit more income came in, and then a bit more income came in. And I thought, wow, this maybe help us get out of the situation that we're in. So I kind of then went to work on my ASEA business, seriously. And I did that while working full time in real estate. And I managed to do that. And basically, our dream was to come and live on a golf course on the Sunshine Coast. And we really thought that was just never going to happen after what happened in our town. But ASEA has now enabled us to do that. So we do live on a golf course on the Sunshine Coast. And it totally has changed our wealth situation as much as it has changed my health. And I'll be forever grateful for both of those things. And it can do that if you want to share the product. And what I say to people is I waited for 12 months. Like I took the product and used the gel for 12 months before I told anyone about it at all. And I really only told people about it when they started asking. And that's kind of a mistake that I made, because I really wish now in the business that I was 12 months ahead of where I am now. So if you're thinking about coming into the business, please don't wait for your own story. Just start telling people about it. There's more evidence out there than, there's just so much. You don't need your own story. So if you're going to share ASEA, just start. Don't wait. That's my advice. I don't know where Dan's gone.
Over to you, Stevie.
Oh, sorry, forgot. Stevie's coming back. So let me introduce Stevie again. Stevie's going to come back and talk to you about the business opportunity of ASEA, which totally changed mine and Dan's, and I'm sure it's changing Stevie's life as well. It's just as important as what the product can do for you. It truly is. So take it away, Stevie.
Hey, thanks very much, Julie, and thanks very much, Dan. I was hesitant to jump in there just in case we could get another story. We got 2 for the price of nothing today because none of us paid anything to be here. So that was awesome. Yeah, really inspired. Thank you very much for sharing. So folks, let me share this opportunity with you very quickly, and what it is about, why it is important, and what's in it for you. The truth is, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough, as I hope you've got a feeling for today. And that has created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of this, to make a living while bettering people's lives. And so ASEA is the world's first and only redox signaling supplement, for 2 very simple reasons. Number one, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize these redox signaling molecules outside of the body. In fact, for the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And 2, ASEA is heavily patented, but not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied, ASEA cannot be copied, because there's absolutely no way to be able to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to reverse engineer it, because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA, so it can't be copied. That means we have no copycats, and that means no competition. No one in the world has what ASEA has. No one. And no other products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them. Nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can, because redox works on everybody. Everybody needs redox, because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox. And redox can't hurt anybody. No other product can make that claim. No juice, pill, super shake, fancy water, seabed oil, or whatever it may be. And so therefore, ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors, whether it be healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries. And ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from. ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. Our mission here at ASEA is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We can't do that on our own, and so we look for people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing redox with others. For people looking for either an extra, part-time, full-time, big-time, or maybe legacy-leaving income. For people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions. To be able to afford making your goals, dreams, desires a reality, ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. You receive a residual income from the first and all of the repeated purchases made by everyone you refer to ASEA. And because you can refer as many people as you like, the residual income potential is unlimited. On top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person your contacts and others also refer, and there's no limits to how far and wide these referrals can go. Just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, cafe, restaurant, book, food, homewares, beauty products, health products, lots and lots of things we recommend all the time. People tell people stuff who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on. Word of mouth marketing is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful and effective form of marketing in the world. And there's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries, opening new markets every year based on existing trends. The annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. Residual income is very impressive, but more so, it's very important. You have residual bills. Why not have residual income? Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, only 1 is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure, and 7 must still work to survive at 65, not working because they want to, but because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar. And worse still, 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. So what the heck is going wrong? What is one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to figure out that the other 81% don't? It's how to make money that is no longer dependent on their paid by the hour, selling their time for money, labor intensive or own activity job, otherwise simply known as active income. Look, sooner or later, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now. And therefore, you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. This may even be more concerning if you're thinking to yourself, well, hang on a minute, my active income already isn't enough as it is. This is one of the biggest problems that 81% of people get trapped in. Money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. If you do not find a way to make money while you sleep, you will have to be a slave for money until you die. I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a great place to start for most of us. And if you truly do love your job, keep it. You're blessed, really are. But still find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing. Because only relying on a single source of active income is not smart and dangerous to your financial security. So for those of us who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances and their freedom, for people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they have to make it, for people who have dreams and want a better life, ASEA is a significant opportunity to be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. Now, there's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's what you get to do with ASEA. Who we become and what we do is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make us. Now, don't get me wrong, you can make really great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world and have really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences and a great lifestyle. But really, at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others that is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of ASEA. I hope you get that. And it was demonstrated here because the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving ASEA, those big drug companies offered to pay ASEA huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, those drug companies also wanted ASEA to shut down and take everyone off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus and his son, Tyler Norden, had the great foresight to see grave concerns and consequences in such a deal, because Virtus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they couldn't, Virtus and Tyler, in good conscience, sell out. And so they didn't. They did not. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. For Virtus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down that huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. One of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make, and that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. The ASEA founders and corporate team come from big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They are exceptionally experienced in running very big, profitable, famous, household name companies, but their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, helping others to believe, belong, and become more, and to be a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who introduced you here. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you to where you can find the answers easily. There's plenty of university studies, but most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences for you to see. ASEA is the real deal. Do you want to be happier and healthier? Do you want to live younger, longer? Of course, right? Of course. So you may just want to become an ASEA customer. Or do you have dreams and desires? Do you want to be, do, have, and able to give more? Do you want to help people be happier and healthier? Do you want a better life, income, lifestyle? Do you want to allow other people to have that? Do you want to increase the prosperity of the planet? Do you want to make a difference in the world? Become part of this redox reality, and you can become more. If you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, you can better the lives of many, many others, and your life will become better in many, many ways. Thank you very much for spending this time with me. Appreciate you. May you always be happy and well. And thank you, Dan and Julie, so very, very much. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Stevie. We certainly appreciate you, and the way you deliver your presentations is magnificent. So thank you so much for showing up several times a week to do that with Dan. You know, that's really important that people understand how much time you guys take out of your week. I'm only here on Friday, but you guys are here nearly every day of the week. That's a big ask. So thank you so much for doing that and sharing with everybody. So do we have any questions?